What I like about concerts is just the live energy and the visceral feeling you get from enjoying like a live performance with a crowd.
There's no feeling like a live concert. There's no feeling like a live show. You go to the theater, you sit in those seats, you look at the stage, and you can remember what that feels like years from now. It doesn't matter how old you were when you went to your first performance. It doesn't matter when your last performance was. You remember the feeling in the air, the feeling of when the person took the stage. If you were that person on stage, you remember how it sounded when you walked out and the crowd cheered for you.
The COVID-19 pandemic has had a deep impact on many businesses all over the world. Live performance venues were some of the first businesses to shut down at the start of the pandemic.
When the pandemic hit, everything shut down. Everything that I do just came to a halt. I wasn't singing with my touring band. I wasn't able to do any of my dance gigs. All of this extra income that helped me live day to day, pay my rent, buy my groceries, just went away.
This pandemic has essentially taken everything from performance venues, in a sense. I mean, everything that they have has been taken away through the guidelines, which it's unfortunately necessary, but it's just, they're one of the few businesses where it's the whole business has the rug taken out from under them.
A lot of these places have been able to make it through with the financial support from the CARES Act and the Small Business Administration's Paycheck Protection Program. Although, some of these smaller venues have found it harder to stay afloat and have unfortunately had to permanently close their doors.
A lot of businesses were being able to find support through small business loans, like the PPE and government-funded programs. But if you didn't have enough payroll, if you didn't meet the criteria, you just weren't eligible. It was there to help small businesses, but not micro businesses. And a lot of these venues are viewed as micro businesses.
Throughout the pandemic, virtual performances have become very common. Artists have taken this as a new way to stay in touch with their audience through their music.
There's absolutely a major difference between live performances and virtual performances. It's not to say that virtual performances lessen the value of the performance in and of itself, because I feel there are a lot of artists that have taken that and kind of tried to flourish with it and give people an experience that they couldn't otherwise have in a real venue, almost a music video-esque experience in like a live fashion. But for the most part, what I get from a show is the energy of being with a crowd.
Although this pandemic has taken a great toll on performance venues all throughout the world, there is hope that one day they will return, and that day may be sooner than we think. In a Rolling Stone article, Dr. Anthony Fauci says that he believes live performances could return sometime in the fall of 2020.
But I think they'll manage to bring live performances back in increasing capacity as it goes. I feel it's just a matter of time. We gotta wait it out.
So I think even if these venues said, we're allowed to open at full capacity, come on in, I don't think that they are going to get the reaction that they think they will. There are going to be people who are like, finally, and running with like arms wide open, but a lot of people are going to be hesitant. I do foresee it being another year or two before these venues are fully operating and open and back to their normal capacity.